Okay guys, Swiss Moist the Lani Python Dinada Sana. You're welcome to this session. In this session, we are going to cover how you can create a simple Django Restframework, JWT authentication by using email and password. The common approach implemented by using, the common approach used by the Django Restframework simple JWT is authentication by using username and password. So I'll actually show you how you can do that, but the purpose of this tutorial is to show you a custom way on how you can authenticate by using email and password. A little apologies for missing a couple of weeks on uploading YouTube video. I'm back again. I was actually busy with some other activities out of YouTube. So if this is the first time for you to watch out my tutorial, do not forget to subscribe so as you can be timely updated once we upload a new video. So keep on watching and let's go. So before we begin, let us test our API endpoint. This is actually a bigger picture or something you should have in the background of your subconscious before you begin this tutorial. As I told you that we're actually going to create a JWT, a simple JWT authentication based on email and password, okay? So this is actually our endpoint, and these are our fields, okay? They are like a form field, the input. So we have email foobar@gmail.com, password foobar. Okay, so before I click send, you may actually take a note of refresh and access token. So let me click here. You will see the token has changed. Okay, that's it. When you actually submit the form with the username only without password, it will actually tell you that the email field is required because that is the username. Okay, so how do you achieve this? Because we have already seen that by default, the Django Simple REST Framework JWT is implemented on the top of username and password. But it's very common that most of our systems use email and password for authentication. Okay, so we do not talk too much. Let's go and dive deep into implementation. So here you can see I have a folder with a name YouTube on my local disk D in development folder. Okay, so you can open it, right? So we are going to start by creating the Django project. We'll create the Django web application. Then after we'll install simple REST framework simple JWT with the aid of documentation. Okay, I'll actually put this link below the video description so as you can follow along with me. Okay, that's it. So as I told you, we're going to create a Django project, the Django app, install the Django REST framework simple JWT. Okay, we'll try out to authenticate by using username and a password. Then after, we'll move on creating a custom API endpoint, which takes email and password for authentication. Make sure you have installed Visual Studio Code and you have Postman installed on your computer. So here we can create a folder backend, right? That's perfect. Then after, let me close this and I'll actually open backend. Okay, so what I'll actually do here, I'll create in folder backend, we actually need to open up a terminal. Okay, we need to open up a terminal. After opening up a terminal, we actually need to store our project, to use visual environment in Python, which will actually help us, which will actually help us to separate between the system packages and the local packages needed for the project. Okay, So it is simple command pip vmv, and the name of virtual environment is vmv. Okay, so the command will, will create Python visual environment. After that, we are going to activate the visual environment so as we can install the Django. That's perfect. We have already, activated our visual environment. So to install, we're actually going to use the Django 4.2, although the current version I think is 5 point something, but we don't care. Let us install pip install the Django 4.2. That's perfect, right? After installation of the Django, we'll create the Django project, but let us finish everything on installation phase. Okay, so if you open up this documentation, you can see this is a simple command. You can install the Django REST framework simple JWT. Okay, so you may choose to copy the command. Okay, that's perfect. So after the installation is complete, we are actually going to create the Django project with the name foobar. Okay, the Django admin. So we are going to create this. This project. You can see here foobar is created. That's the Django project. Then after we need to create a Django. We will actually need, by default, you will actually need the Django application. Okay, I know where we'll use this, okay, because when we will be creating a custom serializer for email and password authentication, we'll need to have an application where we'll create views. So let us say the Django start app. Okay, the app should be base. The name of application. That's perfect. So you can see inside the foobar there is a folder base. After that, we can do some small settings. Okay, can do some small settings like first of all, we need to open setting. Okay, this is setting file for our Django project. Okay, so after opening up this file, we need to register our installed application. Okay, so we know that we have added two applications. The first application is base, and another application is the Django REST framework simple JWT. And if you check out this is a documentation. You can see under the section of install the apps, you need to add this line. Okay, so let us copy this line and add it here. That's perfect. So what is next? From something we need to configure. Okay, we need to add this line at the bottom of our setting py file. Okay, we can add this. Okay, this is just to instruct the Django that we are using. We are using JWT as a default authentication. What next to be added under the section? I think everything is okay. Okay. So here we proceed, but this should be an added advantage for you before we move to email. Okay, email authentication by using JWT. Email and password. We can actually do username, the password authentication by using JWT, which is more simple. Okay. Okay, so let us go. So what we can actually do here, authentication by using username and a password is pretty simple. Okay, we can just open URLs here and input something, import, then start using. Okay, so what we needed to import here, okay, can import something in URLs. So this is what should be. So we needed to import the token, obtain pair, and the token refresh. Then we add them here. Okay, that's perfect. So let us try to run the Django project. Okay, you can see we needed to run migrations here. Okay, we make a migration, then after we migrate. Okay, that's perfect. Then after, let us run our Django web application. So if we come here and type the IP address of our web application, okay, you will see something like this. So API token, this is actual a API endpoint from the Django REST framework simple JWT, special for providing token or returning the token as response for authenticated users. You may see we get this error, but don't care. This is actually because we are sending the request by using a get method, okay? Request get method. So if we test the API endpoint here, okay, so this is our API endpoint. We pass username and a password. Okay, so when we click send, you can see no account found with the given credentials. So let us create a super user with the email fullbar@gmail.com, username fullbar, and the password fullbar. Okay, so Python manage shell. Okay, Python manage py shell. It is actually not manage shell. We just need a command which is create super user. Okay, create super user. So username is fullbar. Email is fullbar. You just take note of this information because you will use them for testing an API endpoint. Okay, and the password is fullbar. Fullbar. That's perfect. Bypass the security. After that, if we run the server, then if we try out to submit, you can see we are getting the token. Let me copy the token. I'm not so sure if every time we are getting the same token. Let me paste them on Notepad. Okay. That's perfect. So what we can, if you put wrong information like this, it will tell you there's no valid account with a given credentials. Okay, if we put correct credential, you can see XC. Okay, no worry. Okay, let us try to create another user. Just try to create, yeah. No way, no need to create another user. So it's a time to create a serializer and a view for a custom authentication by using email and a password. As I told you that most of systems are using email as for authentication. So the first thing we can actually do is in base application, let us create a file serializers py file. Then after, let us import some necessary packages. So we have successfully imported all necessary, I mean, all important things we'll actually need to use. Okay. So let us create a class-based, class-based view. So here we specify that a username is email, and when we say require true means a user, trying to authenticate must provide the email, okay, as a constant or something, a must to provide. So we are trying to get a user information or a user object by using email. Okay, just to know user object are those attributes from table user like first name, email, password, and whatever. So we are checking if user password is valid. So should be something like this. I can explain the logic. So here we are actually getting the submitted email and the password. After that, we are getting user object by using email. Then after we are checking if the password is valid. Then after we generate refresh and the access token. Okay, so this serializer is okay. So let us come here in view. Okay, so we need to use this serializer on view. Okay, so before using it, we need to import. After that, So we are good. Okay, after that, we can come here, this on URLs of a main project. Then after, what we can actually do here, we can paste this, we can put comment here. Then after, we can import. So from base.views, import. Okay, then after we needed to copy this. And paste it here. Okay. So let us run our project. Then after, okay, unexpected keyword require. Okay. Views line 2. Okay. This should be required. Okay. Now you can see everything is okay. So let us, I was actually trying to compare the token if I'm getting the same token. So let us try to log in here. Okay. You can see email is required. So we put email here. Okay. That's perfect. I can see we are getting the different token. This is 08LY. Okay, that's perfect. So this is actually a simple way on how you can implement authentication by using the Django REST framework, simple JWT, by using email and password, by creating a custom serializer and use it. So if I put wrong credential here, you can see invalid credentials. Okay, that's okay. So this sum up the end of this tutorial. I hope you have enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, put comment, share and subscribe. What is your experience when working with the Django REST framework simple JWT? How would you like if I create a React.js or Vue.js or Angular.js tutorial which will be implementing authentication by using state, and at the back end we'll have the Django REST framework simple JWT. So put comment if you like a React.js tutorial, Vue.js tutorial, or Angular oh Jesus, or Angular tutorial featuring the Django REST framework JWT. Put comment, and your comment is valuable for me to make a decision because I'm creating tutorials for you. Before I close up this session, let me thank you in 9 different international languages. Thank you so much. Asante sana. Merci beaucoup. Muito obrigado. Muchas gracias. Kamza Hamida Aita. Denawad Danke. Shukran. Those are the 10 different international language. Thank you so much. I hope to see you in my coming tutorial. I put the source code on my GitHub repo, and I'll include the documentation link below the video description. Keep on watching, guys.